This is straight up going to be one of the most important lectures you've ever watched in your life. So get a cup of coffee, take notes, and if you're a real one, you're going to follow through step by step. Because I'm going to teach you how to make diet plans from scratch to finish. This is exactly how I do it. So let's go. The first reason I think you need to do this is I think there's a 99% chance you're never going to make it to getting the lean, ripped, shredded physique, aesthetic physique without some sort of nutritional knowledge or practice because it does take some level of effort. But I want to make it easier for you to do that. So the longer you accept that it takes time, the faster you're going to get to that shredded physique. So step one, where am I currently and where do I want to go? This is going to be the basis of your whole calories. So a couple of examples is being really skinny and wanting to build a lot of muscle, already decently built but wanted to build some more muscle in a lean way. So I've highlighted that in blue because that's my current stage. Being overweight and fat and wanting to lose fat, and then the last one is to maintain current size. Most of the time, no matter where you are, you'll end up falling into one of those sort of categories, and then that 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 will that will dictate what sort of calorie that will dictate what sort of calories that you need to be on really, and that will dictate what calorie you need to be on, which I'll show you next. So the very basics is if you're on a calorie surplus, that is the best for weight gain. So you'll always gain weight if you're on a surplus, and that's the best for building muscle. If you want to maintain your calories, that means you're going to maintain your weight. So that means you're happy where you're at with your muscle or your fat, and you don't want to think too much about it. It takes the least effort. So if you're happy where you are, you maintain, and you go on a calorie deficit if you want to lose weight, which is the best for fat loss. Now, after that, once you've got an idea of where you want to go, the next step is to start thinking about calculating and tracking your macros. So, what you're going to do, go to Google, search macrocalculator.net, and then in there, you're just going to go to the first link, macro calculator, and then fill in your metrics and units or whatever. For me, I've just done mine here. And in that little drop down box, you're going to have the options of what you want to do. For example, weight gain, weight loss, mild weight gain, mild weight loss. And for me, because I wanted to go in a lean bulk, I just chose a slight weight gain, so a mild weight gain. So it minimizes the fat that I'm putting on. But you'll choose that depending on what your initial goal was before. So once you've got that, input your details, and you're going to get this. It's going to be the macros that you're going to need for what you're going to eat in a day, basically. The main ones to take note of, I've just put an arrow next to it: protein, carbs, fats, and calories. And that's the calories we mentioned before. So if you're on a surplus, you're going to gain weight. Deficit, lose weight. Eat the same as your daily expenditure. You're going to maintain weight. Just note these down. You'll need them for later. The next step is literally to list down all the foods that you want to eat on a daily basis. Now, this is mine. If you literally want the same thing, you could just copy it. But this is the I pretty much everything I eat just is an alteration or variation of these foods. Genuinely, so this list down whatever you want to eat or whatever you've got access to, and use that. Don't overcomplicate it, just leave it at that point. And then the next thing is obviously deciding the meals that you want to eat. So to do this, you can go on YouTube, you can literally search up recipes online, and don't worry about amounts or anything like that now. We'll figure that out later. Just decide the meals that you want to eat. So for me, scrambled eggs on toast, oats, banana and honey. Meal two, chicken wraps, protein yogurt bowl. Meal three, I have beef with rice, a toasted bagel, and then I alternate it for 3 days. So 4 days I'll have beef, 3 days I'll have some sort of fish. I'm calm with this because the food I'm making, the recipes actually taste nice anyway. So it is easy for me. If I get bored, I'll just switch to a different type of meal. But figure out what meals you want. This is very important because this is basically what you're going to be eating on a daily basis. So once you've got that, the next step is to calculate the amounts of food. And you're going to do that by creating an account on MyFitnessPal. I recommend doing this bit on the website on Google Chrome because it's a lot easier to create compared to your phone. So once you've done that, you're going to go to My Home, and then in that you're going to click the goals section here. In that goals section, you're going to input your nutritional goals that you have. So this is what I told you earlier to note down. So the calories, carbs, fats, and protein. If you're on the free version, it's a bit peak because you can't select the exact grams that you have, but you can change the percentage to get it as close to the grams as possible. So do that, get that as close to the grams as possible. And once you've done that, just leave it there. I'm not that bothered about it, to be honest. I'm not one of those like nitpicky perfectionist guys. As long as it's somewhere nearby, I'm calm, I'm blessed because it's been working for me. So after that, like I said, yeah, get the percentage as close to the target grams as possible. Next up, go into your food diary. So if you click food at the top and click food diary, just go on a random day, doesn't matter. And what you're gonna do here is start to input the meals that we talked about earlier. So like the scrambled eggs and toast and all that, just start throwing that in here now. Use common sense here. So for example, if you have two slices of toast, add two slices of toast, a tablespoon of olive oil, three eggs or whatever. So start inputting those meals into this section. So the easy way to do that, you click add food, and then after that, here in the search our food database by name bit, you can type in the food that you're gonna add and then just click it. But because I've already inputted it, it just comes up with a pre like saved selection. So you're just gonna tick the ones that you want to add, then click add checked. And as you can see, I just done it according to the amounts that I normally eat. So once that's done, I added that in here, and you can see over here it comes up with the food. Now, what you want to do is just repeat that for every single meal. So, like we mentioned here, you've got your meals here. So just copy those down and then just put it into here. So for obviously the start, I've got my scrambled eggs, then I've got my chicken meal, then my beef meal, then my snacks. Now you repeat that, add the meals you wanted from before, and this is just a starting point. So if you're not, just basically use common sense, use like standard serving sizes, research the grams for that. So, for example, like for chicken, it might be 150. For rice, it might be like 70 grams or whatever. Just throw them in for now. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about making it match or make it exact or anything. We're going to adjust it to do that. So, once you've got your initial starting point, what you're going to do is you're going to check whether it meets the calorie goals that you have. So, the box I've highlighted in green is going to be your daily goal. So that's your target. And then the orange one is what you're at the moment. So off of my first attempt, so I just literally threw some random numbers in and random food amounts or whatever. You can see here, I'm 2,600 calories. So I'm an extra 100 calories over, and I'm an extra 11 grams of protein over, and I'm an extra 32 grams of fat over. So what you have to do is make the adjustments to match the goals. And my main focus is calories, to be honest. I'm not too bothered about much else. As long as my calories are in line, that's the thing that I'm literally locking into. So, like I said, so if you want to make those adjustments, you can see here, decrease the calories, decrease the fat, decrease the protein. So where you find that little graph here, that little box, that's at the bottom. So if you can see after you've added all the food diary, that little box there at the bottom, that's where you get that information. So if you want to make any adjustments, really easy. Go back to your food diary, and let's say, for example, okay, I don't need that much protein, and I also don't want to have an extra 100 calories over my goal. Click on whatever meal you want. So, for example, I wanted to decrease my protein, so I'm just going to go straight for the chicken breast. Click the chicken breast, and before it was on like 214 grams here, which you can see. Now, I just thought, let me just cut it back, and I cut it back till I got 280, and then once I put it on 180 or is it 160? But what is that? I can't even see. Oh yeah, 160. So I obviously cut it back from what it used to be, put it down to 160, and then I saved it. So once you press save here, it adjusts it again. And then this is the new one. So if you look at the bottom now, once I've adjusted the chicken, you can see the calories are only 8 calories off. The fat's now 29 grams over, and the protein I'm only 5 grams short. I'm calm with that. Like you can keep adjusting it to make it absolutely perfect if you want, but for me, being this close, I'm chill, I'm alright. So I'm gonna move on to the next step with that. So after that, it's basically just checking the fat safety. This is something I do. Basically, what this means is to be in minimum healthy fat levels, what you want to have is zero point 0.5 to zero point 0.7 grams per kg. So if I was to go on my calculator and just do that myself, so if I'm 63 times zero point 0.7, that is 44 grams of fat. So you need to have a minimum of your grams per kilogram. That's for like safety, to make sure your organs are not working. And then the maximum line is 2 grams per kg. So 63 kgs, so times that by 2. So 126 grams of fat is what you want in your diet. You don't want to be going above that because that's unhealthy. And as you can see here in mine, I'm only 85, so I'm happy with that. And I still matching my calories by I'm only over by 8 calories, so that's fine. So I did that division, so 85 divided by 63, that gives me 1.34. So I'm blessed with that. My max is 1.34 grams per kg, and my minimum is zero point 0.7. So yeah, I'm kind of in between. So I'm all right with that. Now you've got the exact amount of food that you need to eat. You know what you got to do. You know the amounts that you have to do. The easiest way I found is literally just by doing this. Go on your notes page, and if you're on iPhone, you can create this little checklist thing on the left. Write down meal plan, and then however many meals you have, I just have three to make it easier. Write down in bullet points what the amount of food is that you need to eat under each meal. So breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. And as you go through, just tick it off every day. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. And the thing is, you don't need to track anything. You don't need to be scanning and uploading anything because the grams you've calculated here and you've written down, they've already equaled the calories that you need to eat. This is why having a meal plan is so much easier than tracking because once you've set it up, you don't need to do any more apart from weighing out the food that you have to eat, which literally takes about 10 seconds. So, and to be honest, you don't even need to do for everything. In the morning, you don't need to weigh out eggs and toast. That's done. Most time you don't need to weigh out a bagel. Your Greek yogurt, maybe you have to weigh out. And then with the meats, if you buy it in bulk and you divide it, for example, if you buy a kilo of chicken breast and you divide it by seven, you're going to get 140 grams of chicken breast a day. So that's very easy. You know exactly how much that is. So you technically don't even need to weigh that if you portion it out before. But if you are, then simple. Just put it in a weighing scale, weigh it. As long as it hits that number, you know that it's going to be hitting your macro, so you're chilling. Then after that, just write a shopping list. This is so easy. Like you don't understand like how mentally easy this becomes once you just have it on paper. This is literally what I eat every single week. So when I go shop, I just tick these off, come back, repeat, repeat, repeat. Now, the less you can think about this sort of stuff, the easier it will be for you to get in shape. And if you want to get shredded, if you want to get lean, if you want to get jacked, I'll be completely honest. These guys that you're seeing online, they might tell you that they just got this easy fad diet or do this fast and do that. Most of them have a meal plan set up and they know what calories they're tracking. That's my opinion anyway. I think they just lied to you just to make it sound like it's easier for you to do it. But I'm telling you my honest opinion. Right now, I'll be honest, after like a couple of years, you don't need to do it, but it does help massively in terms of that. It's just basic science. Like if I hit you in the face, it's gonna hurt. The same way, if you hit the number of calories that is literally scientifically proven to put on muscle mass, or if you hit the calories that are scientifically proven to lower your fat, it will decrease. You might have to make some adjustments, but it will happen. And if you go in blind, it just decreases the chances of you making it work. Like if I said to you, I want to make a YouTube channel and make it successful, but I don't want to learn scripting. I don't want to learn how to become more confident on camera. I don't want to think of better topic ideas and record better content and all that. Is it still possible? Yes, technically it is, but is it going to make it harder, more guesswork? Yeah, as well. So why not decrease that chance and just increase the chance of you being successful with your journey just by getting into it? Look, I know it might be quite a lot to do, but even just playing around with it and even getting close, like I mentioned, just with the calories, you don't need to do carbs, fats, and protein, especially when you're starting. Just focus on your calories only. That is good enough. And then even just calories and protein is also good enough. So you don't need to do everything unless you feel comfortable with it. But start somewhere. The earlier you start getting to used to it, the earlier you start getting used to this, the faster you will get to your dream physique and that shredded physique. And I just promise you that that's what I'm here for. I'm not here to chat shit to you, bro. But yeah, that's it. Follow this step by step, and every time you need to make a meal plan, just come back to it and use this method. It's the easiest one for me. But yeah, as always, you know the message, bro. Keep building, keep progressing. Catch you in the next one.